Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today we are doing the dragons, we are doing the Dimir, and we are doing the control. So all the toys that we all love and like, and I really like those dragons. Like Iymrith is amazing. It's sometimes very slow card, but man, in this deck it's a beast and it's game-winning beast. So I've been tinkering with this deck for quite a long time. I have even one more video before Kamigawa, that was the original deck list, and I added some new things from the new sets, and I think the deck feels differently, but it's so freaking strong, and I really enjoy playing it. It's one of the most fun decks, and that's pretty much the deck I like to play in my free time quite a lot because it's frankly fun and dragons are amazing, and the fact that you can draw cards with Iymrith and the field to outplay enemy with the sword thing is amazing. If you have like let's go into the strategy, right? Because that's why you are here in the intro still after 2 minutes. Divide by 0. You can bounce your own Iymrith. Normally it's not mana positive because you pay 3, you pay 5 just to bounce something, but if enemy plays a 2 or 3 mana removal, you actually are even. If you use Fading Hope on Iymrith, you are mana positive. And if you can discount Iymrith with Absorb Energy, which is very common, if you hit Iymrith at the starting hand and have Absorb Energy, you have like 80% that it will be cast for 4 mana, which is actually very, very amazing, because first, you can chain the Absorb Energy on one turn into amazing freaking blocker that can block everything every turn, Iymrith. But the most important part is, he has Ward 4. If you started and played this, and this is for 4 mana, it means that that enemy is playing his 4th land on his turn. He cannot play any card that removes it, because he cannot pay the Ward 4 and cast any kind of removal spell, even for 1 mana somehow. It means that Iymrith is guaranteed to survive for the next turn, and it cannot be removed in any way, like in the game. It makes you untap with Iymrith on board, and with all your cute counter spells, divide by zeros, negates, fading hopes, marches, whatever. You are in an amazing position, and usually Iymrith trades so well with 5/5 and flying that enemy cannot really attack, and if he does, you are so far ahead on the card advantage, and thanks to the March and Meathook Massacre you can heal easily. You will see in one of the games that we were really low, and you can see how high we ended. And this is the power of this deck. This is one of the reasons I really love playing March. It's also never a dead card, because you can hit Planewalker and you can hit Creature, and pretty much every deck has one of those, as we are living proof to it. So that's the deck. Other than this, we have a lot of drawing. I have found that it's sometimes hard to find value in this deck if you don't hit with Iymrith, and you generally don't want to attack with it unless you are completely safe. And this is why we have 3 Memory Deluge, 3 Discover the Formula, and 4 Divide by 0, and of course in the sideboard I actually play 2 Teachings. Probably the correct choice would be to scrap one of the Teachings and go for Mascot Exhibition, but honestly 2 Teachings are fine with me. And sometimes in like very heavy control matchups you can get outvalued, so this is why I have Divide by 0. If you cast 2 Teachings of Archaics, usually you are on par with the enemy control deck very easily. And when you sneak the Discover the Formula, suddenly everything is extremely cheap and you can overpower enemy. So really, this deck has way more synergies than you could think at the first glance. Absorb Energy reduces Ebondeath, another card that we are playing, and Iymrith. Ebondeath is 4 mana 5/2 with flash and flying. It's good for control because you can play it when enemy tries to play around counter spells and not play into countering things. So then you say, ha, gotcha, and you cast the dragon, and enemy is in a pretty dire spot because this demands an answer. It kills enemy in 4 turns, so enemy has to do something. And you will just counter whatever he does. But if you discount the Ebondeath with either Discover the Formula or Absorb Energy, every single time you recast it, because it can be recast moment any other creature died this turn. So if you kill something at the instant speed, you just recast the dragon, and the enemy needs to answer it again and again and again until you just grind them out. And if you get discount at every single casting of it, it's huge and it makes the world of difference. But to be honest, Iymrith is the main target for discounts. If you can cast this guy for 3 or 4 mana, it becomes such insane tempo swing. Imagine, you have 6 mana. You play this for 3, which really happens quite a lot. And then you have counterspell. Enemy needs to pay 4 mana for ward. So for their 6 mana, they usually have 2 mana removal, pay 4. Together they are completely tap out, you counter it, untap and go with Iymrith, and you are probably winning the game already. On the land base, of course, we have Takenuma, because we don't run too many win conditions, it's just for dragons. And we also have Hall of the Storm Giants, which can finish the game if we are out of the dragons, because sometimes they really focus them. Other than this, Undercity Plunder, right now it's bugged. You will see this freaking in the game. I got so triggered, and I think when you watch the game you will see why. When they fix it, it's pretty beast card. It's always card advantage. So I actually ran this instead of a draw. And one of the big factors about this card, usually when you play discard cards, and at the late game, enemy has 0 cards in the hand, especially if they are kind of aggro, it really happens quick. So any discard card is value like card negative. You waste your card and enemy doesn't discard anything, so it's bad. It's horrible draw at the end game. But with this card, you have the second part. If they don't discard the additional card, conjure a duplicate of a random card from their library. So in the worst case, you trade 1 for 1. Which is pretty amazing for the discard. And in any other situations, you always go 2 for 1. Either enemy discards 2 cards for your 1 card, or you just get another card, which makes into some insanely fun plays. And you will see it one of the games. Man, like, this card is a win condition. That's all I'm going to say. Watch the rest if you are interested, and I think you won't regret. So that's the deck. If you are still here and listening to the rambling, I really appreciate it. I'm excited about this deck, I'm not going to lie. It's one of my favorite decks, and I had huge success with it throughout the month. So you really can easily win a Mythic with this. So try it out, and I'm sure you will like it. It's amazing fun deck, and you can outplay enemies so freaking hard with this ward when you bait them into trying to remove Iymrith, and you just either Fading Hope or Jwari it. Look at how strong Jwari is in this deck. If enemy needs to pay 6 mana for removal, believe me, they won't wait another turn just to get 1 mana and waste the full turn. They will just cast it, and then you Jwari and they just scoop, because it's so rage and infuriating. I can understand it from the enemy perspective. That's so powerful. So the deck definitely has a staying power, and yeah, you will get a lot of wins with it. So go with it in the world and enjoy the dragons. Do you know we play Dimir? I wouldn't. Oh man, but I like the fact that we might be able to cast Jwari. I really hate casting as at the land. Oh man, enemy has some good draw. So definitely that's the start. Now enemy sees the Fading Hope, which is unfortunate. I should click it a bit faster, so he has some doubts. Like, usually you play the land at the start. I've learned that sometimes when you have this kind of situations, you definitely prefer to play it slower on the land and just click it faster on the steps. It really makes a difference. I have won so many games this way. Enemy expected pack leader to get bounced, and it really backfired on him. I think there's no world where he wouldn't play a 2-drop, especially with this guy. So I think he expected Fading Hope here, and then his better creature can get casted, and now he doesn't know what to do, because he sees that we will bounce it for 1 mana. But he doesn't know about Jwari, which is even better. Oh man, enemy is getting a bit outplayed. I'm pretty sure he decided to not play a 2-drop. Okay. It sucks that we don't have a dragon. Dragon would be amazing for the discount. We could even cast it next turn. But you know, it's not a perfect world sometimes. 4 mana is a bit scary, because it's a 3-drop with Jwari addition. So I guess we go for Tovlar, like bouncing. We could also Fading Hope it, but I think it's better later when we want to make 2 plays in the same turn. Best Summoning could be nice, but we should probably go for Science. Just because we might hit black spells. The fact that we didn't so far doesn't mean we won't draw into something black, and then we definitely want a swamp. See? Such a pro. So I guess Otawara. Not sure about Jwari, I would prefer to keep it. With so many bouncing that we have, it makes a difference, and Absorb Energy actually discounts the Dracolich. The issue is that we won't have double black. I think we try Memory Deluge. It's very likely if enemy casts only 1 3-drop that we cast Deluge this turn, then we go Fading Hope main phase. We go into the Night Cycle, but we have enough mana to double spell. Not best, but good enough. This will be a hard game. It might seem like we are in a good situation. Oh man, and I freaked up. Yeah, I talked a bit too much. That's the card that he definitely should not draw. So we should bounce it right now. That's fine. He plays it because he wants the 3 werewolves. Wolf, wolf, and creature that makes nighttime. Oh man, this one cards. Hopefully it doesn't change the situation, and I think it won't, but that was an incredibly big mistake on my part. Meathook Massacre, but we don't have land. I don't think we have time for Discover the Formula. So we want this discounted and hope... Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Okay, so we definitely want this. Problem is we cannot counter. Oh man, I want double black for the Meathook Massacre. This is actually the most important turn in the game. We want environmental science, because then we can Meathook next turn for 4, which kills the whole board. He has this token, so this will be 4/4. But it will be a daytime. Oh man, it might be a bad play. It really can be a bad play. Super risky. And we want to main phase Fading Hope. And he draws cards, which sucks. I'm not loving this play, and this is definitely too slow right now. Like, we needed it earlier. Right now it's not good. We are in some serious troubles. So he plays this, he draws 2 cards, then we sweep, and then he needs to replay the board, which he can with 6 mana. Or the worst situation, he plays the Hydra. No point in Jwaring. First we sweep, and second we cannot still counter it anyway. At least we are at 11, that's a good part. And being the control deck, we have a lot of cards ourselves, but the issue is that we cannot remove directly anything. With some removal we could just kill Tovlar. Okay, very nice, very nice. Bring them all. He just donated 1 life to our glorious company. And it's red mana, not green, so no Snakeskill Veil or any crap like this. He does have something. Oh, no, he needs 2 mana, so... Oh, it's Lair of the Hydra. Okay, that's fine. We are back at 15, so I'm quite comfortable, but this turn, this will be the worst turn for us. Hopefully we have like this as a defender. It's not discounted, which sucks, because then we cannot absorb energy together with it. That was the plan, so this together with absorb energy would be amazing. And enemy can smork for 5 a turn. I actually would love him to do it. That would be perfect for us. But I'm not going to lie, I'm super scared what the enemy plays this turn. If he has good creatures like Stormseeker and Tovlar, we are in huge trouble. If he has empty hand and like, I don't know, frostbites, things like this, or like fighting spells, that's good. Okay. I'm super fine with this. Not extremely fine with the whole night thing, to be honest. Okay. Idea. With this we can use the Hall of the Storm Giants. Enemy can have 6/6, so we kill it in combat. He cannot play anything because it's not a creature and fight spells are sorcery. And then if he doesn't attack, we play an Ebondeath and we can divide by 0. So I really think we have all the options covered, and with Ebondeath, like, things change. Because we have a good blocker that trades very well. And it's nighttime already, so, you know, whatever. And if enemy casts some good, expensive creature, we might even absorb energy. And we can even force it a bit. Oh. So, I will counter it. You know what? I think it's worth it. Because if he doesn't have a follow-up play that's threatening enough, we just go Dracolich. And I really want to have a creature. We could allow it, like it's 5 toughness after +1, but I really don't want him to have flash. And it's nighttime, so it's even worse, right? It would be 6 loyalty. Tovlar, at the night mode. I guess it's not the worst. And we don't cast it, because if he has a fight spell, he can trade if he wants. And he has 3, so he wouldn't lose the Tovlar. That would be a huge blowout, actually. Okay, so now we have blocker. He might give Trample and a lot of attack, but if he does it, we just bounce it. That's fine. There's nothing we could do about this part. And now he double casts spell, so it's smaller creature. And I think this is good. We really want the blocker, and very soon we'll have no cards in the hand. So drawing 3 cards is huge. And it's super hard to kill. Well, maybe not for him, but if he kills it, we can bounce the spell. And he needs to pay the ward twice. That's one of the good parts about having Iymrith, like Fading Hope, divide by 0, counter spells. Like, enemy has to pay so much mana, even for frostbites, and he needs to cast 2. So he needs 2 cards, 10 mana, and then 1 counter destroys his whole plan, and that's why Iymrith is so fun. That's the only problem. That's the huge problem. This is non-land. No, well, it's not 0 value, so that's why we cannot do the thing. So we are at 3, and nothing we can do about it. Just to check. Yep. Not great. Definitely not great, and we don't want to trade the Iymrith. Definitely. Okay, we can divide by 0, but what do we do? I think mascots, it's super risky. But he will have trouble, like, overpowering us. So I still think it's good. Meathook doesn't really do much here. Pest Summoning wouldn't be the worst as well. It's much cheaper. But we should probably just go for maximum power. Why is it nighttime? Oh, because he activated the Hydra. Like I guess. So the play here is this, and I think we attack. This doesn't give haste. This we can block and doesn't have trample. It's risky, but 2 cards are worth it. That's actually a good card. It can kill the lair, especially if we draw something black next turn. Oh man, this game is very close, but I have a feeling that we are slowly going through. This turn is, I think, last turn when the enemy can threaten us, if he has the correct cards, but he needs a lot of correct cards to do it. No sense to Jwari it. Okay, that's something that I would love to Jwari. Okay, we'll go with it. Also small combo. Yep. Still, we can trade for it, so that was one of the best draws on the enemy side. We deal 1. Oh man, it's so close. Glad it doesn't have trample, and the enemy cannot have enough mana to give it trample. Oh man, it can be closer. I'm so happy about Mascot Exhibition. If we played the Pests, we would just die, because we wouldn't be able to block. Okay, it's daytime at least. Definitely land here, and I think we don't attack with Iymrith. I don't think the nighttime is super scary. Like, if he draws this, it is scary. But then we kill it. So you know what? Oh but man, I just don't want to tap out completely. And if he activates the lair, that's the target we want to kill. So I still think we shouldn't attack, and we shouldn't care about nighttime so much. That was the best play I think he had in the deck. Otawara? That's fair. I'm not sure if we can... Like, we can definitely trade with Iymrith. Enemy didn't activate it. Weird. Oh, he wants the trample. Good. Bring it on, baby. Oh yes, he got baited. So he was checking if we use the Hall of the Stone Giants, and now he needs to activate it, because otherwise we trade for free, which he doesn't want to do. And he is extremely suspicious that we have something, which is not wrong. Okay. And actually I will do it right now. So how much mana do we have? 9. So we can go for 8, but maybe we should leave something for Jwari. Nah. If he has it, he has it. Oh man, it's so close. I hope, like, Frostbite doesn't kill it, and that's good. Because he could kill it in response and we get 0 life, which sucks. I guess we could also play into Dracolich, but I still think so much life is worth it much more. Man, this game is like a nail biter. It can go to each player every turn. And we did it! We won this! Whoa, that was pretty darn close. Every decision that we made was correct. Yeah, that's modest, right? But if we played not mascots, but the pests, we would die to Arsonist. So that was super close. Oh man, that's a pretty sketchy mana base, and we are going first, but we have divide by 0, so moment we hit the third land we can go through and Memory Deluge. It's pretty risky though. If we don't hit the third land, we are in trouble. The last chance would be this, but we will see. I would prefer this to be played on blue to absorb energy. Okay, so with this we can hit a land from the enemy. So this is pretty much maximizing the value that we might get, or the chance that we get the land. That's the best play we can do right now. We could also saw it coming and prepare for the counter spell. Okay, not what we hoped for. It starts to look green, but at least we'll have some blocker, I guess. So next turn it will be a 2/2 creature, so we can block, so he cannot attack, so it saves us a little bit of time. Oh man, I'm getting scared a bit. We could go for Fading Hope. Like, this doesn't really do much. I think we just go for Fading Hope just for Scry. I'm super scared. Okay, so a lot of life gain, but not much attack so far. I wait until he attacks. If he attacks with everything, because we have open mana and we definitely have something, he cannot replay the spiral, so we don't want to give him another counter chance. Yes, yes, we are doing it, guys. We are going through with this hard draw. So I think it has to be divided by 0, like we cannot stop drawing lands. We have to live with... Oh man, it's so scary. We could absorb energy. This would create... like, Meathook Massacre is huge here. So it's the same as drawing land in a way? Because it's enchantment. So right now we can play it for 2 and enemy will never expect it. I hope. Freak you, man. Oh man. Still, we will kill 2 of them at least, I think. Smart choice by the enemy. Man, game not going according to plan. When he levels up the cleric class, we are in trouble. And we didn't draw a land as well. Okay. At least we have a lot of HP so far. So that's a saving grace. Land isn't great because I want to bounce it and I wanted to negate it if he doesn't have this 1 mana. But he needs to cast something in order for this to matter. So we can wait until the end step. That's a good part. So we are at 12. And this won't matter, so a wasted trigger, pretty much. Like, we are going somewhere with this. And science, definitely. Oh, hi. That actually makes things a bit easier. So we want negate. And maybe the science. Or this guy. Like, this guy blocks quite a lot of damage, so given we are behind... Like, man, the arena is so bugged right now. Half of the alchemy cards doesn't want. They really need to make it, you know, stuff. So basically we can spend any mana, right? No, you need to pay white. Like, what the hell, man? Small indie company. They make such huge money and they cannot even code it right after like, what, week or something? Man, it really grinds my gears. So we cannot make the optimal play because of the bugs. Oh man, Magic 2022. Amazing. We have double black for the Meathook. But I will take another swamp because there's a possibility we get small removal or something like this next turn, like Bloodchief first. It won't hit it, but you get the idea. Or March or something. Negate. Because so far he has part of his combo, he's gaining life. But he has nothing that capitalizes on it. And this is our saving grace. Okay, okay. And we actually can use the worst Meathook Massacre, because we go for 3. Enemy can have something buffing it, but they usually don't have. So I will risk it. And this guy on its own is not very scary. It's just 2 damage a turn, and we healed 2 damage already. And the next Meathook Massacre, if we draw a land, we can kill it. Okay, so that was the other combo that he's doing. Okay, and this Meathook Massacre will win us the game, so even though we got so mana screwed at the start, we still managed to pull it through with the Meathook Massacre. Oh man. So we can go for 5? Oh, like look at the... what? And it doesn't work again. You thought that this spell costs 1 less to cast and it's perpetual. No, it doesn't. So, Mythic, leak. And we cannot make the correct play because the game client doesn't allow it. And this actually changes much because he still has part of the combo. Like, man, it's such... oh! Yeah. Great. Great design. I will try it again, but... it doesn't work, right? No, we can only cancel. And the text will vanish moment you play it. I think it's known bug, but I've read about it. Like, look, it just doesn't work anymore. Like, why would you ever play strategy if your cards don't work as they should? And so this is in the board just because of the client is bugged. So if we lose our rank, it's not up to us at all. And at this point I'm honestly not sure which cards work, which don't. I know there are probably Reddit threads about it, but man, I'm so freaking mad at this. So, we definitely play this guy. Whatever. Sure. Sure, man. Oh man, I'm so triggered. Anyway, so I wanted to play this, and then either counter if enemy draws good, or Dracolich if he doesn't, because we still would have 2 open mana with each case, so why not play this? But it seems we cannot. Like, until they fix it, but sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't, I think. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. It's weird. And the enemy decided to rope us on top of this, it seems. He doesn't even realize how far behind he would be normally, if not the bugs. So, welcome to Magic 2022. They really need... wow, that was a hard decision. Oh man, this game. We still love it, right? Okay, so we definitely want as much lands as possible. We cannot cast it. This is 4+2. So, if we are forced to counter something, we won't be able to play Deluge anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. And if the enemy draws land or something insignificant, we go Memory Deluge and start going for some answers. Okay, that's not scary at all. We can easily trade if we want. Enjoy your 2 HP or whatever. And let's see, if enemy attacks and wants to trade, I don't think he realizes how my card works. And you will see why in a second. So, he gave us 1 life, lost 1 life. Mythic. That's how you play in Mythic, guys. You don't read the cards. Okay, and we have very good situation. I won't attack, even though we could, but he's at 32, so I just want to make it safe. Okay, this won't get discounted, so first Memory Deluge, just to trigger enemy a bit. Definitely this. You know what? This is fine. This is fine. If we counter it, we can go for Discover. It's a creature. And this is something... Let's see what happens if we discount it again. Like, I want to see what's going on with this card. This is a test field right now. What can you do to make client work? So I assume it will be 1 white mana. Maybe white gets discounted somehow. You never know. No. Still cannot cast it. Great. Okay, at this point we can just attack. We have so many options with the March that enemy cannot really threaten us anymore, I believe. I don't think there's any draw. Like, Cleric class probably is the best he can get. Then he pays 2 times. And he can level, well, he needs additional land. So it will be a 2-turn play. But I think that's the best value he can get. He doesn't. So that's a strong, decisive attack. Let's discount it to 0. And look, it doesn't cost 0, because even though it's a grey mana, the game treats it as a white mana, so it cannot be discounted with this card. So we can see something doesn't add up at all. Like, oh man, cool. But anyway, back to our deck, we are doing pretty amazing. So I don't know if the reduction works. So 3, 5, 6. We need 2 mana, so we can go for X6, I think. Whatever. So yeah, now it works. Great. And this is one of the good parts about the deck. As you can see, it's so easy to get back. I had in many game situations when I was like at 1 HP or 2, and I went back to full HP very quickly. This doesn't have haste, doesn't have anything, so it's not threatening. So we can just, you know... no, I want the discounted one. So if I recall, that was 6. Right? Right. And we are back to 20. Enemy is fighting. But at this point, they cannot, like, outrace our advantage overall. Okay, my turn. We can even race at this point. So, Iymrith for quicker finisher. I really don't think the enemy has much reasons to stay. Especially we play black, not white, so it cannot be Doomscar. So he should know what we are doing. As a sign of domination, I will exile the Meathook. Yes, I'm such an edgy gamer. At this point it just doesn't matter at all, and we can even bounce our own. We just want to finish him as quickly as possible. Imagine how faster it would be if our cards worked. So, even though we got backed out of the game like crazily, we couldn't cast our Meathook Massacre to finish the enemy board. We couldn't cast our creature that we stole. We still won against pretty like legit deck. Like, this is a typical live game aggro. So yeah, that was... Oh man, I wish I didn't attack. I could cast it again and see if we get another back like this. Anyway, backs or not, the deck and us are winning. Easy. Okay, so going first. We need the third land and then we are extremely set for the later game. We have Meathooks, we have card advantage, we have lands, and of course Jwari goes first, because we will be forced to use it. The third land is a big question. We have Fading Hope, so if we are against some kind of aggressive deck, we can still scry. And like, we have delayed turn to play, and then turn to play. We might even conjure a basic land. Yeah, because it's a random card from the library, it doesn't have restrictions. This might be Deadly Dispute. So probably we don't want to Fading Hope it, even for the scry. Okay, and we are the lucky person. So, if we divide... What exactly? This could be Orzhov. This would mean wedding announcement next turn. But I think it's mono black. So they don't have great turn 3 play. Like Soaring or whatever is 4 or higher. So I think we have this turn just for the Undercity Plunder. And we'll see what they will do. Like, man, this card... it's funny because... Yeah, land, nice. It's funny because every single time I didn't discard the second card when I was playing blue-white control, enemy got Key to the Archive. Every freaking single time. In one game he cast 2 of those spells and he got 2 Key to the Archives. So he had 4 mana and 4 from my Key to the Archives. I went with some sweepers, so we went well, but I'm traumatized by this card, like, honestly. And if not the fact that we really like the swamp, I would already complain about it quite a lot. Okay, I love this card. So, when Gutmorn Packbone Servant enters the battlefield, each player discards a non-land card. Whenever a player discards a card during your turn, so the enemies, they choose another player and that player conjures a duplicate. So basically, what you discard, enemy gets. And do we have something good to discard? Like, sure. Because I have 2 options. I can Fading Hope right now, then we don't get each other cards. But I don't mind enemy having 1 Meathook Massacre, he can cast it. He will probably do it for 0. That's actually not bad, it's a removal. So enemy gets my card, I get his card. And right now we can Fading Hope, it's perfect target. And then we can divide by 0. How much? Yeah, we want a lot of lands. Okay, so it's definitely divide by 0 when he recasts it. It's when he recasts it. So, yep. Thank you for your service, my friend. Okay, and what do we get? I think it's teachings. We are behind in the cards. And he's tapped out, so he won't be able to play anything. And we need to prepare for a big fight overall. Isn't it cute? We were 2 cards short, right now we are even. And with this we will have even more than the enemy. If you didn't know, it's also a discard deck. Somehow. Thanks to this card. So we will see. Probably he will discard the Meathook Massacre. It's like the least important to him, but the second card is a question. That's not a bad one. Like, a lot of goodies coming from here. When I see the cat Owen, I'm scared. Oh, we might even hit this. That was amazing hit by the enemy. Man, this card really hurts. Okay, so what exactly are we doing? We could Meathook, but we probably want to Meathook this guy as well. So let's draft the card. That's a good block with the City Stalker. I'm not doing the second part. And this is for later. Yeah, because we... Well, actually... No, he kills it in response, so that's a bad trade. He can sacrifice this. So, yeah. What do we discard for the Servant? Probably this. So it means that we can play another land. This deck overall needs quite a lot of lands. I will play it on blue. I don't think it matters. Even though we have entirely black hand. Man, this card hurt. That was my this turn play pretty much. So pretty unlucky that the enemy had this. But well, we should probably expect it. I'm pretty sure we block. That should be an interesting choice what we get. Okay. Okay, give me your stuff. I can see every deck. Yeah, we got it. Oh man, he will be so mad. Oh man, like this single card changes the deck dynamic so much. And what if enemy CANT enters? Okay, so he doesn't do anything then. Sounds pretty good to me. Oh, I will get the thing. Nice. this card is just pure craziness. I've played with it. It's interesting. Like, it makes every game super wild. So if you enjoy those, it's cards for you. Okay, so I guess good, because now we don't have issue, do we want to play this or not? So I would go for 3. Enemy cannot sacrifice anything. It doesn't seem he has this, but better safe than sorry. And we will leave 1 mana, because then we can use the match if we really need to. I hope enemy only has blood. If he has something to buff the toughness, we might be in trouble, and I was greedy. But you know, worst case we can just pair those and kill something. Okay, good. So this is the worst card in the enemy hand. Well, I don't disagree. It doesn't really do anything. I believe it kills itself when he casts it. Yeah, so he casts it and sacrifices a creature, and we have nothing, so we don't do anything. So amazing creature right there. I hope enemy plays 1 big creature. Oh man, you freaking monster. You freaking monster. Okay, I know exactly what we are doing. This is a gamble. It might work. Oh man, but if we don't hit a land, then we really die. That's a hard choice. We can gamble and kill the curtains, then we cannot kill Tergrid. And this might be a big trouble. You know what? We go for the fun of it. So we are going ham. Man, the fact that he cast it messed us so much. We spent 3 cards to remove it. Oh yes, oh yes, the place. Oh yes, the place were created. And it's good game. Imagine, his 1-drop that we stole at the turn 2 of Undercity Plunder is the win condition. Oh, it sucks, but still, we get to kill the creature, so 1 for 1. But this card is such a hassle. Always 2 for 1, pretty much. Oh yes, get them, baby. But like, this card changed the deck so much. It feels completely different than previous version before Kamigawa and the new Alchemy cards. Ooh, that's... I guess his last card must be amazing. Because he pretty much removed 3 cards, because this dies anyway. Yeah, it's a creature. He cannot sacrifice an artifact. We will play this. It's actually quite good. Maybe we get the second thingy. Thingy being... Man, where is it? Yeah, Cruel Reality. Man, it felt way too long for the cycling. So, Wonder Boy. Okay. So, I assume that was his last card? I think this was still way better. Unless he drew it, it means that another amazing card is in his hand still. That's a good draw. This answers pretty much everything he can do. Enjoy your 19 HP. And 14 right now. Like, man, Cruel Reality. Taken from the Cursebone Witch. Taken from Undercity Plunder. What were the odds? That's actually pretty strong.
You really want to fight me?
And it trades card for card, but in the end, all it does is get enemy for HP and tutors the card a bit. And it doesn't seem he had a great choice, because this will die to Cruel Rarity anyway. So I honestly don't think we kill it. We play this, and we smork the enemy. Because if we smork him 3 times, it's the same as 1 turn earlier kill with Cruel Rarity, which can be pretty huge. So, he cannot do anything, because it's not a main phase, it's at the upkeep. So he cannot get another card. If he could, I would just kill it main phase, or at the end step pretty much. Okay, let the Cursebound Witch games commence. Okay. So the enemy is going. Oh, look at this amazing freaking play! Look at this. So we have. Oh man, I'm so excited about my extreme abilities to play super smart. It's irony. So we kill this. Now this triggers, and he needs to draft the card that we will get from his own creature. Oh yes, that's why you play Dimir. So basically, instead of him drawing cards, we got to draw a card. And whenever you sacrifice another, you may pay 3. Oh, smarty. He knows we cannot use it. But still, that was a card for us. And at some point we might get sacrifices, and it's still a creature. I don't want him to have a land. So I will just keep it like this. No reason to attack. And enemy needs to answer Cruel Rarity. Like black color has ways to do it, like Despair, things like this. But you know, stuff. That was interesting top deck. And this dies next turn. So enemy is just postponing the inevitable. I love this play of killing his own creature and giving us the card so much. It actually made a huge difference, because he would have additional creature in the board, so he wouldn't have to sacrifice the Gutmorn, and then he would be able to make a bit more plays. But yeah, pretty good game.